This is a part of my plush collection that I'm really passionate about. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lize and I'm a Disney Plush collector from the UK. So happy Monday! Today is the 5th day of Vlogmas. So before I tell you what this video is going to be about, I'm going to hand it over to my mum to build today's jigsaw. So today's video has been requested in the past by Larissa and I'd wanted to do it for such a long time, but when I went to Walt Disney World back in April, and if you didn't see the vlogs I will leave a card up above, they did not have the last plush I had wanted before I filmed this video. So luckily my friend in Florida, Laura, picked it up for me and Jodie posted it over to me, and now I can finally bring you this video, and I would like to bring it to you now before any more plushes are released, because this is the most complete my collection can get at this point, and if any more come out that I get, I'll just have to do an update. So this is my around the world, I often called it my around the world Mickey and Minnie plush collection, but there's actually some Donalds in there as well and some other characters, so it's just my around the world Disney plush collection. So the majority have been collected by me and I will tell you their stories as I show them to you, but some have been picked up, i.e. by Laura, or I've got them on eBay, but most of them have actual memories attached of going to the place that they are from. So without further ado, let's get on with the Around the World plush collection. I am also pretty sure I've shown you my Around the World Tsum Tsum collection as well, so if I can find that video I will put a card up above as well. So before we begin, I need to actually get them. They are all on top of my wardrobe. There are some that haven't yet gone onto the wardrobe because I was struggling with space, so at the end of this video I'm going to try and put them all back on, every single one, so make sure you stay to the end to watch that video. But let's actually get them down first, and if you see me trip, no you didn't. So I'm going to start with the UK because obviously I am from the UK. I don't have any Scottish ones, which I'm really upset about because there did used to be a Scottish Disney store, so I'm not sure why they didn't exist, or at least weren't on Shop Disney UK. It is something I need to look into to see if there's any on eBay. But I'm going to start with England because I live in England and this is my biggest of the plush collections. I have 5 English plushes. So the first one I've got is Mickey as a beefeater. I've recently done some research for an article I was writing at work, and they're called beefeaters because they used to eat beef every single Sunday, and it's actually where the traditional Sunday roast comes from now. But Mickey is in the traditional outfit with the staff and the hat, and I love that the hat's got all of the colours of the British flag on it, and he actually doesn't have anything on his feet. Not a stamp, not Disney Store London. I believe if you bought one today, I think they do still sell them, they would say Disney Store London. I've just had a look on Shop Disney UK, they're not currently available. They tend to come and go, but I will give my theories on that in a moment. But this is the first one. I actually got it from the Disney Store on Oxford Street myself on a trip to London the once, so I know exactly where he came from. And then I've got 2 Kingsguard plushes. So the first one is Mickey again. So I have to space these away from each other because it's the exact same person. He does actually say Disney Store London on his foot, and he's got the big black hat on and the red jacket, and there's some embroidery on the back of the jacket, and on the front he's got a medal that's a Mickey Mouse, which I thought was a really nice touch. I don't know the significance of the embroidery on the outfit, but I just think he's been really well done. And again, he was from the Oxford Street store. I haven't bought any of the UK ones off Shop Disney UK because I've just waited until I've gone to London, except for this one which I got on eBay. My friend Scott showed me a picture of his when he found it in his house, and I looked on eBay and I got one for £12 I think. So this is Donald in the exact same outfit. He has a few of the same things. He doesn't have the medal and he doesn't have the embroidery on the back, but he's got the hat and the details on his arms and stuff. And he is not stamped either, so I imagine he is from around the same era as the Mickey, but I honestly don't remember ever seeing this one in the Disney store. And then I do have a stamped plush for this collection. This is the original Queen Minnie outfit. She is wearing red. She's got an original London tag and the stamp on her foot. So the crown jewels is red and the staff is red, which I'm not a massive fan of because purple is a more regal colour. And the crown jewels are actually purple, so I'm not entirely sure why they went with red. But I love the embroidery on the dress. It kind of reminds me of her coronation dress that we were lucky enough to see at Windsor Castle earlier this year. But then they discontinued this one. It obviously comes at a different time to the other two that don't have anything because she's got the stamp and they haven't. But I do love stamp plushes. They're very hard to come by now and they are very special. So they discontinued this one to introduce this one. So Minnie is wearing purple now, which is perfect because it actually matches the crown jewels. She's again got an embroidered dress on, so we haven't lost that. And her purple cape has an embroidered crown on it as well. And then this one says Disney Store London on the foot in purple, whereas the Mickey of the King's Guard had red embroidery to match his red outfit. So I really like that the embroidery changes to match. I was very saddened to see people putting these on eBay when the Queen passed. I understand that they are going to go up in value now, but I would rather cherish it as I really loved the late Queen, so I don't really agree with people trying to profit off of her death. I am fully expecting, however, this one to now get discontinued and be replaced with a King Mickey, which I will of course collect, but I imagine they're going to wait the appropriate amount of time to bring that out because again that would be cashing in on her passing and his accession. So I imagine we will probably see a King Mickey closer to the coronation, if not after that. So this is very, very special to me and I'm never parting with her. I know a lot of people ask if I will ever part with my plushes. Maybe some, but never this one in particular. And at the same time, I also wouldn't want to part with the red Minnie because she is also very special. She's stamped and it's a different style of plush. So when these are displayed, I always go Minnie, Mickey, Minnie, Mickey to split up the two Mickeys and split up the two Minnies. Going on to Wales, which is a very special country to me. They, again, like Scotland, don't seem to have official Disney Store plushes of the same size as the England ones. And obviously Scotland and Wales no longer have Disney stores, so they would have nowhere to sell them anyway. So I got this little Mickey off eBay. I don't know when he's from. He doesn't have a tag or anything. His little tush tag does say 2009 in the code, but I can't see this only being from 2009. But he's holding a Welsh flag and he's got a daffodil in his hair and he's wearing a red and green suit. So I've just got him for like St. David's Day, but I really wish we still had the Disney stores and Cardiff had its own plushes. And then I've also got a rugby Winnie the Pooh. So he's got a rugby shirt on that says Pooh, he's holding the Welsh dragon and he's got a leek on his headband. It is actually called a St. David's Day Pooh, and then the address for the Disney store is Hammersmith, not Oxford Street, so I would assume this is a very old plush. And even though it's a St. David's Day one, it's still very rugby heavy because he's holding a rugby in his one hand. And now on to Ireland. You will see these again, I'm sure, in my Tiny Big Feet collection when I finally get around to doing that, but I have the Chippendale St. Patrick's Day plushes, so they've got little shamrocks on their hats and they're in little green suits and I just think they're absolutely adorable. So they live with my Around the World plushes because you only have to put them in the lap of another plush. It's not that hard to display them. But the rest of my Tiny Big Feet are in a box because I've just got so many of them and nowhere to put them. And because Dublin's Disney store is still open, I imagine that these plush are still sold. So I've got the Mickey Dublin Disney Store plush. I believe they've replaced these with different plushes, so these are the slightly older ones. He's in a green suit, he's got the 4-leaf clover on his head, and then he's got a waistcoat that has them all over, and I just absolutely love him. He says Disney Store Dublin in gold on his foot, which is a really nice touch because it matches the little buttons on his waistcoat. I just think he's adorable. I didn't get these from Dublin because when I went to Dublin as a kid, I don't think I went to this Disney store. I'm sure it existed, but we just didn't go. So I actually got these from Shop Disney UK, and looking a few months ago I noticed that they don't sell these exact ones anymore, they sell something different. If you think I should get those, let me know in the comments because I really need persuading. And then the mini I've got, and then Minnie has a headband that has some white flowers interspersed with the 4-leaf clover, and then her dress is the same fabric as Mickey's waistcoat, which I really love, and then she's got little ties on her shoes, which I love. And Disney Store Dublin is in gold again. I would love to go back to Dublin, and I especially like to visit this Disney store, as the only stores that are left in the UK and the Republic of Ireland are the London Oxford Street Disney Store and the Dublin Disney Store. Belfast was closed in Northern Ireland, Edinburgh was closed, Glasgow was closed, Cardiff was closed. There is literally just London and Dublin now. So often, usually on TikTok, when an American comes and tells me that they've only got 25 stores left, I'm like, there's 2. There's one for mainland UK and there's one for Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. That is literally all we have. It's not a competition for who has it the worst, but I always feel like that is what they are trying to do, basically. Now, just generally the ones I have for the rest of the world. So I'm going to start with France, but you will notice that my geography of Europe will go out of the window after this because I don't know which one is closest to England after France. So the first one I got was Mickey. I've had him for quite a while, which if you know me you'll notice because the paper tag's gone. I used to take the paper tags off and now I don't anymore. So he's holding a paintbrush in one hand, he's got a red beret and a blue and white stripy shirt with a red neckerchief and red trousers, and then his yellow shoes say Disney Store Paris on the foot. I got this one from Shop Disney UK as well because, fun fact, I've never been to Paris itself. I've just never wanted to leave Disneyland Paris to go to Paris. The only reason I would want to go to the Champs-Élysées store is to try and get a Disney Store opening ceremony key, which I'm not even sure they do anymore. So I haven't been. If they had an exclusive plush that I wanted to get, I would for sure make a trip, but I have too much fun at Disneyland Paris to want to leave. But I think they sell a different one now. He's more in blue and he's holding a croissant, and I would like to get that one as well, but I don't think it's available on Shop Disney UK at the moment. It was for a while because I started sharing these plushes on my plush highlight on Instagram, lizeindisney, but I've just had a look before I filmed this video to check if any of them are in stock, and the replacement for this one isn't, and obviously this one doesn't exist anymore, so I'm glad I have this one. But if you just imagine that the mini I'm going to show you matches the Mickey that I don't have exactly, then you'll be able to picture what he looks like. So this mini has a red beret with the French flag on. She's in a blue dress with a little neck scarf that looks like a tie, and a red jacket and shoes that have buttons down the side, and then she's holding a croissant. So she really matches the Mickey. She was £25 on the Disney Store website, and it says Disney Paris on it, and on her foot it says Disney Store Paris in blue, which is the same as Mickey. I really love this one. I only got this one at the time because I already had a Mickey and I didn't want to have a 2 Mickey 1 Minnie situation, but I'm not gonna lie, if they ever restocked them I would probably put an order in and get the Mickey. On to Germany, which is a personal favourite of mine because I studied German at school. I got these last year for Christmas. They were picked up for me from Epcot by my friend Laura, and I was really concerned that they would say Epcot on them when I really wanted them to say Disney Store Moon, as I've never had a chance to go to the Munich Disney Store, which I believe has closed down. But when they arrived, they did say Disney Store München because I think Epcot just got a lot of the store's stock before they will start to get ones that say Epcot on them. So the first one I got was Minnie. She's in a traditional German dress and headdress. Her tag is a lot like the Paris one, it just says Disney München, which means Munich, and I just absolutely love her. Her little red shoes have Disney Store München on them. I just love her. They did incidentally have them when we went to Epcot, but I wanted them last Christmas, so I got them last Christmas. So this one is Mickey. He's in lederhosen, and the detailing on him is actually embroidered, so it's some flowers with some hidden Mickeys as well. And then he's got a little feather coming out of his cap. I really love his little like tube socks as well in his boots, they're amazing. And then again, Disney Store München on his boot, and I just adore him. My absolute grail at the moment is the Disney Stife that they sell in the German pavilion in Epcot. They have a Minnie and a Mickey, and they're both holding a little teddy bear, and I just absolutely love them, but they were about $80 each, so there was no way I was getting them when we still had the cruise to go on. So according to my map, I can either go up to Norway or down to Italy, so we're going to do Italy next. So I've had this one a really long time. It was one I got on Shop Disney UK, and again it doesn't have the tag, and it is Chef Mickey. He's holding a pizza which has a little Mickey pepperoni. He's got a chef's hat on and a moustache that likes to move about because it's only held on by a little piece of plastic and a magnet, so it doesn't always look perfect. His chef whites say Chef Mickey, and he's got a little green neckerchief that says Mickey Pizzeria on the back, and then on his foot it says Disney Store Italia, which I'm not entirely sure why they've gone with Italia, because if the Germany one says München and not Deutschland, and the Paris one says Paris instead of France, I don't know why they've gone with Italy instead of Roma. I would have assumed Roma, but obviously not. And then this plush I think I might have got for my birthday last year, because what I haven't told a lot of people is we actually had to cancel a trip to Rome in June of 2020 because of COVID, which we've never managed to reschedule. And obviously they've since closed down the Rome Disney store, so I had no other way of getting this mini plush. So when it came on Shop Disney UK, I asked for it. So this is the Minnie Mouse from the Disney Store Italia, but again, I feel like it should be Roma. She's got a flower headband, a lot like the München one did, and then she's wearing a dress where the skirt incorporates the green, white and red of the Italy flag. Then she's got those lace shoes I love, and it says Disney Store Italia, and these weren't sold in the Italy pavilion of Epcot when we went. Right, now going up to Norway, you're going to have to accept some artistic license from me because this is just a Viking plush, which I assume would have been in Norway, I don't know. So I've had this one probably the longest out of all of them except the England ones. This is Mickey as a Viking. He's got the hat with the horns on and the fluffy jacket, and then it looks like he's not wearing a shirt because it's just all black and his body's all black, but because he's got a bit of red on his cuffs, I think he's wearing a black long sleeve shirt. I don't think they would have Mickey just naked like that. And then he's got blue trousers and brown shoes and a stamp, so a bit like the Minnie Mouse Queen plush, he is a lot older than the Disney Store so-and-so range, so I think he's meant to be Norway. I'm not entirely sure, but the Epcot Norway pavilion does not have a Mickey plush, so I'm not 100% sure. But when we went to Florida, and you will have seen this in my Walt Disney World haul, and if you didn't, I will leave a card up above, I was really happy to find this plush after we'd been on Frozen Ever After, because I wanted her to go with that Mickey, and they don't actually sell a Mickey currently, so I think those two are meant to go together. So this is the Minnie Norway plush. She's got a gorgeous bow with flowers on and then a traditional dress. The dress doesn't match the bow, and I'm not entirely sure why. I'm not sure whether that's like a traditional thing. But then her shoe says Epcot Norway, because I'm not sure whether Norway ever had a Disney store. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But this is one of the ones where it says Epcot. At the moment you can still buy ones that say Disney store and then where they're from. For example, I think the minis that were getting sold on eBay all said Disney Store London, even though some of them had come from Epcot, because I suppose if they're sold elsewhere you may as well just make one and sell it across two locations. But since there's no location to sell this one, it says Epcot Norway. And then I'm going to show you the one that I couldn't actually get for myself from Epcot, and Laura had to get it for me. This is Mexico Donald. He was $35. He's in a sombrero and he's got a poncho over his shirt, but his shirt looks to be his normal Donald shirt. And then he says Epcot Mexico on his foot as well. So they didn't have this in stock when I went. I searched twice for him on both of our Epcot days, and then Laura just picked him up for me when I found out that he had restocked. So he is the one that has caused a delay to this video. And now we're going to go on to North America. So this one was picked up for me by Joe and Andy at Park Pioneer when they went to Double Box Toys. This is the Epcot Canada plush, which I don't even remember seeing when we went to Epcot, to be honest. So this was just picked up for me from Double Box Toys because they had it and it was a reasonable price. He's got a red beanie hat with a maple leaf embroidered onto it, and then he's wearing a red and black check shirt tucked into jeans, and he's got a little axe, and then obviously he says Epcot Canada. I'm not sure whether Canada has any Disney stores now. If the US has 25, you would assume that they would let Canada keep some, but honestly, it just seems to be really weird how they've decided which stores stay open. Because especially with Scotland and Wales, I don't see how you can expect everyone from those two countries to go to England or Ireland if they want a plush. It's either a very expensive flight or train journey or a ferry, and it's just not worth it if you don't know what stock they're going to have, because I've been to the London store before and they've had nothing of what I wanted. So I've just got some America plushes and then we will go back to Japan because I've done this in a really weird order. I just wanted to show you the plushes I got from Epcot myself and it kind of led into the ones I got from Epcot picked up, and now I might as well go to America since I've done Canada. So these two I actually got myself on my 2012 trip to New York. This is the Mickey New York plush. He has an I Heart New York shirt on and he's actually got a sticker to certify that he's like official I Heart New York merchandise, and then he is just stamped. He doesn't say where he's from, so I did want the newer one that says where he's from, but I haven't been to New York since. Hint, Joe, honeymoon. Yeah, and then I also got the Minnie Mouse Statue of Liberty, which is again stamped, and she's just adorable. But then from my friend Beth, I bought the newer one because I would just like to have the new style as well. So she's got pie eyes and it says Disney Store New York on her foot, and she just seems, I don't know, a lot more classic than the other one. And I just absolutely love her. So I've kind of broken my rule. I wouldn't buy two France Mickeys, but I've got two New York minis. And then this one randomly appeared on the Shop Disney UK website, so I ordered it, even though I've never been to Chicago. I've always wanted to because I love pizza and I love Fall Out Boy, but I've never been. So this is the official Disney Store Chicago plush. He's got a grey cap on, kind of looks like a Peaky Blinders cap, and he's got a jacket on that says Chicago the Windy City, and Mickey's struggling to hold on to a lamppost because of the wind, and then his red scarf says Chicago as well, and he's just adorable. Don't ask me why I decided to buy him. I took his tag off because I think it was a bit like Donald's, where it's just that ugly silver one instead of telling you where it's from. So I'm going to take Donald's off as well. But yeah, this is my Chicago plush. And then these two I ordered on Shop Disney UK from the queue line of Slinky Dog Dash because someone had posted, I think it was my friend Rach, that they were available, so I just put an order in from Slinky Dog Dash. So this is the Disney Store Tokyo Mickey. I don't know whether they had it when we went to Tokyo Disneyland because we didn't get to go to Tokyo because of my dad's health. We didn't think that he would be able to travel that far and we didn't want to leave him in the hotel on his own. So I'm not sure whether they sold them at the time, but I would have gone if I could have, so I got these. So he's got a blue kimono over a blue, like all over jumpsuit kind of thing. I'm not sure whether it's got an official title. And then he's got a little pom-pom as his belt, and he's got a fan. And then Minnie is the same but in pink, although I think she's far more detailed. She doesn't have a fan, but her outfit is just absolutely gorgeous. There's so many colours going on. I love that she's still got a bow, and again she says Disney Store Tokyo, which go really really nicely with the two that I actually got from Japan. So when we went to Tokyo Disneyland, I got the Mickey and the Minnie keychains. I believe my mum got the bigger ones, but I couldn't afford the bigger ones. I asked a member of staff what this meant, and I think it just said Tokyo Disney Resort inside their umbrellas, but I just absolutely love them. They don't usually go up where the other ones are because I don't want them to get lost. They tend to sit on a shelf I've got that has my It's a Small World popcorn bucket in it. But I just absolutely love these. Their plush keychains are beautiful to collect. They're so affordable when you're there, but if you try and get them picked up from somewhere, they're always really expensive, so I'm really glad that I got to get them. So that is my entire Around the World plush collection as it stands at the moment. As I've said, there's a Dublin one I'm missing, a France one I'm missing. There may potentially be new English ones soon. I would love there to be a proper Scottish one and a proper Welsh one, but with no stores I can't see that happening. But the last thing I need to do before I can end this video is put them all back in their rightful home, so let's do that. So it didn't go as well as I'd hoped because they don't all fit. So just below the Mickey memories I've got Tokyo, Norway and Wales, and the rest are just kind of hoping for the best. I've got to think of something else to display them, really. So that is it from me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and comment down below which plush was your favourite, or if you have any plush that you haven't seen in this video that you think I should try and find on eBay, please let me know as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another Vlogmas video. Bye friends!